first we need to remove our blue free arm cover. To remove that, we're going to take the machine and we're going to look at the back of it. Now we have two screws. We have our little Phillips head towards the left end, and then we have our flathead screw, which is protruding outward. Once we have these two screws removed, we'll be able to lift up on the blue cover and slide it out. Now, make sure that you remove the needle, if there is a needle in there, this way we don't damage it, and make sure that your foot's lifted up all the way. Remove our needle as well. Foot's up all the way, so we're good to go. Lift up on the blue cover, and we're going to slide it off. Now by removing this cover, we've exposed our thread cutter now. We can see our thread cutter is held in by two screws. So we're going to take these two screws out. Be careful, because when you take the two screws out, it's going to fall down like you're going to see, and it falls right off. Now the thread cutter is still attached by wires to the machine, so we have to be careful that we don't rip it away from it. However, I do want to separate the thread cutter from the step motor below, so we can get a better look at it. We can open and close, and we see the gears opening and closing nicely. So to remove that, we have the two screws here. Also posts. So what's going to happen is when we remove these screws, the post is going to fall out as well. And we can see the posts falling out. So we're going to make sure we keep them together so we don't lose them. And now we have our step motor, which we'll leave to the side. The step motor itself, you always want to make sure that we keep it clean and there's no kind of particles or anything in there. But you can see there's a micro switch there, which makes contact. And we have the thread cutter itself. Now the thread cutter, when we extend it, we can see the pieces coming out, and we can see part of the track right here, and at the top we can see another little black plate which acts as a track. And this way we don't have too much wiggle on it when it's extended all the way. But we have to keep this area clean. We need it to extend and retract perfectly and smoothly, so always keep this area clean. Now here we have our stationary blades at the end. What happens is when the blades come back in or retracts, it ends up going against the stationary blades. So if we have a problem where it's cutting the thread too short, or maybe pulling out of the eye, we can loosen that screw and angle these blades towards the extending hooks. Just angle it slightly. This way when it comes back in, it makes a quicker, cleaner cut. Just angle slightly. Now the step motor itself, if we needed to replace this, or if the step motor was bad, it would come up with an E4. It's very easy to replace. If you wanted to, you just have to cut all the zip ties. You have 1, 2, and 3. Follow the wires. And as we follow this area here, besides those 3 white zip ties, we can see that we have another one. And at this point, we follow the wires through the wire guide. And you would just remove the wires from the wire guide and unplug it from the A-board. Same thing replacing. Now, replacing the thread cutter onto the step motor itself, we have to be careful that we have our little lever arm here, our link arm, which will hook into the extending part of the thread cutter. Also, we have another post that we must line up as well. So we have to make sure we line these areas up correctly. Take our time, make sure we do it right. And once we have it lined lined up correctly. We'll hold it together, and we're just going to place it on the machine, still holding it together. And we're going to take a screw and we're going to secure it to the machine. Notice we're still holding it together so it doesn't fall apart. We're keeping the connections that we made proper underneath. We don't want something to fall out right before we screw it in, because we'd have to take it apart again. Now at this point, since I'm holding it together, I'm going to stick a post in. This way I can hold the step motor area to the thread cutter itself. We'll stick the post in, place the screw right in, and we'll be able to tighten that screw. Now we can let go since it's connected. We'll take the other post, place the other post in, followed by the screw, and tighten that as well. Once we have this area tightened, we have to make sure that the thread cutter is seated properly. There could be a little bit of an angle to it, so we want to make sure that we keep it even. And after we keep it even, we're going to tighten the screws to make sure it's secured properly. We can see that the gears are moving, and it extends and it retracts nicely. Now we have our blue free arm cover, which we can replace. Notice that we have two clips on them. One clip locks in underneath the thread cutter, and the other one locks into a hole in the casting. Now, same way we took it off, we're going to slide it right back on very gently, and we're going to get this locked into position. Don't push down on it or jam it. It should go on nice and smooth. Slide it on nice and smooth. Get those clips locked in properly. And the screw holes should line up. Everything is seated nice. Now we can replace the two screws. First we'll have our Phillips head screw. And next we have our protruding flathead screw.